Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm actually super duper excited that although I did promise myself that I was not going to spend any more money for the rest of 2020, there was a really expensive brand that had a really good Black Friday sale. As you probably saw from the title of this video, I got to buy a couple of stuff from Marc Jacobs. It's such an expensive brand. I wasn't really planning on buying anything from them because it's so expensive. It's like outrageously expensive, but they had a really good sale. There was one of their eyeshadows that really called my name, and then I was just kind of like looking into it because, you know, if I'm already going into the brand, I want to try a couple of things. And so I saw a couple of their eye makeup. It wasn't super expensive, especially with their sale. It was like 30% off, and some stuff were already on sale. And yeah, I kind of managed to get a couple of things for eye makeup. So if you want to get to know a little bit of Marc Jacobs and if it's actually worth the bang or the buck, then just keep watching. Okay, so I do want to preface this video with, if you hear any snoring, it's my dog. She's having a wonderful sleep right beside me. So if you do hear that, it's that essentially. I do want to start off by a palette, this magnificent palette. It's so small and sleek. It's the editorial. It's more of the fallish version of the palettes, which I felt like was also very holiday-ish because it has a really nice goldeny shade in the middle. I want to talk a little bit about the packaging before I go into my eyes. This packaging is to freaking die for. It's so like sleek and perfect, and it's like heavy. It's like, you know, it's not like flimsy. It feels compact. It feels, you know, sturdy, and it's so cute because you have to like, and then it's gonna open up, and then you have like this mirror, and then you have like this black thingy covering up. Usually it's like transparent, but it's so cute. And then we have the palette, which is so beautiful. This golden shade called me so much, and then the green. It's like those two shades really called my name. Also the black. I'm just kind of afraid of the black because, you know, some matte shades that have sparkle in them end up not having, you know, any of that sparkle, or it doesn't end up showing. So I don't know, I'm curious. I'm really excited about this palette, so let's dig in. Okay, so the palette does have names. It's just at the back. I don't like that at all, but I do like that it has a mirror. It's honestly, I believe the normal price of this palette is like $55, which is disturbingly expensive, especially for what, 7 shades. I think that's outrageous, and I don't think that would ever be worth it, but I bought it for $23 because of their Black Friday sale, so I think that in that way it could be worth it. So if this were on sale by the time that you want to buy it, this is the time to think about it. But no, it can't be so good that in any shape, way, or form it's worth $55. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the lightest shade here to set my concealer. I do judge these lighter shades by how they set the concealer and how, you know, how smooth they leave my skin. You know, some palettes, they can be a little heavy on the skin and it can bring some texture. Okay, so far so good. I do like the fact that it's not super powdery. Like it doesn't have that much fallout. And I did wanted to try this with foundation on because I wanted to see if it did have fallout. Yes, there is a chance for failure, but you know, if it's so expensive, it shouldn't have fallout. Okay, at least that's my thought. Like it shouldn't have fallout because it's so expensive. But let's see how that goes. This shade specifically reminds me of the texture of the chocolate bar palette, the white chocolate shade, like the big one. That's the only white shade for a crease that makes my eye feel like super smooth. It's been the only shade that has ever done that. I usually use my MAC powder, but you know, it's all right for the eye, but it's good. But the only 2 shades that have ever made my eyelids look extra smooth as today are this shade and the white chocolate palette, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do kind of like a look, and then I'll give you my thoughts for the rest. Oh wow, I mean, this golden shade, what's the name? Leather Python, the pigment. I'm just gonna, like, I have to zoom you guys in. Can you just look at the pigmentation of that shade? I mean, I bought this for that shade specifically, and honestly, I'm not disappointed by the pigment. I'm not disappointed. It had no fallout, absolutely. I also tried the black one with it, which also called my name. It's called Everywhere, and it's beautiful. It did keep the sparkle. I feel like because I blended it out, it lost it, but it did have it there while I was patting it in, which I think it's the trick now that I think about it. The thing to say is that I did pat in, you know, the green and then the black. I'm not a complete fan of the green. I thought it would look, I don't know, a little bit darker, I guess, and it looked very much more green than I expected. I don't know, I just expected it to be like, it does look that same color. It just feels greener on my eyes than I expected it to be. I thought it would be like kind of darker, smoother. And it was hard to blend out. Like you can see how I patted in the green and then I patted in the black. And then I tried to blend it out and it just looks a little bit dirty, a little bit muddy. I don't know if I'm being like overly rigid with this eyeshadow, but like I feel like I'm using my top brushes to blend things out. And this is still, you know, a little bit in the same place. I don't know how far off do I need to stay blending for things to look better. Again, on this side, it looks a little bit weird. I did try to blend in, you know, this brown shade. We'll see. It feels, I don't know, I'm just trying to like blend things out. And while I was blending that one out by itself, it was nice because it wasn't overly pigmented and it was blending out perfectly. Just to blend everything out, it was weird. It didn't do what I expected it to do. Like right now, I guess it's doing a little bit, but it's just not smoothing everything as easily as I thought it would. You know, this is a $55 palette. I expect it to be very blendable, you know, very, very easy to blend things out, like not even trying. I thought that I was getting that with We'll See because I did blend things out and it wasn't, when I put it initially, it wasn't very pigmented, but I do find that at least the green shade and the black shade are harder to blend out. I don't know if it's because the black has shimmer, but for the green, I feel like that's inexcusable. I mean, it's $55. I'd expect this matte to be impeccable, and it's not. And I guess that's kind of a disappointment. I don't know. Not 100% into that. I do love the gold. It's beautiful. It barely had any fallout. And you can see on my face, you can see there's a little bit of fallout, not from the matte specifically, but more so from the black. It did happen, and a little bit from the green. I'm gonna clean that off, and then, you know, I'm gonna obviously continue the eyes. But so far, I'm gonna use this shade, Next Season, and I'm just gonna put that on my inner corner. Oh, that's beautiful. For the glitter, it's honestly a no-brainer. Like, if you're interested in this palette, not as a whole, but, you know, sometimes a specific color calls your name. If you're interested for the shimmers, I'd honestly go for it because you can see my inner corner. You can't see that shit from afar. It's very intense, very beautiful, and I don't have to try to get that pigment. I think the only shade I'm missing is this one, but I feel like that I'm gonna leave for another day. I'm just gonna lightly touch it for the sake of it. It's a nice like taupey shade, kind of like silvery taupey. This is a palette of 7 shades. It has four, you know, shimmers, like 3 metallics and 1 shimmery. And these 4 shades did not disappoint me whatsoever. It do feel very, very similar to the touch. Like, that was really easy to touch and very pigmented from the touch. So that's something to consider when you're considering buying it. The shimmers and the metallic shades are to die for. They're really, really good. If that's the case, that's what you're buying it for, go ahead 100%. I'm not so convinced with the matte shades. Then again, for me, I don't think I have any cool tone matte shade. So for me, it was nice. And having this green, I don't have a green like this. Like, these colors were specific needs for my palettes. Like, I don't have them as many because my sister took a lot of our joint collection with her. Yeah, I'm gonna clean this up and then I'm gonna come back so we can continue trying other products. Okay, so I cleaned up and I got some concealer on. Honestly, the more this stays on my eyes, the more I like how it looks. So I did get a Marc Jacobs liner. So I've heard so many good things. I feel like they are well known for their eyeliner. So I needed a black one, so I got myself a very dark one instead of a black because this is what was available and on discount. I got this dark gray liner in the shade Irony. I do like the fact that they're not like eyeliners in wood because I do irritate my eyes. So, you know, this is nice. So far it looks very fancy. I'm not gonna lie, the packaging is, you know, very much on point. So I'm just gonna dig in. I'm gonna line my waterline with this and see the pigmentation. Okay, so yeah, it is very, very pigmented. It didn't like, it did glide on and it didn't irritate my eye. I do like that essentially. It wasn't like one swipe and it was super pigmented. It was more of like you get to build it on. The Urban Decay one, I feel like, and the ColourPop ones, I feel like it's a one swipe kind of thing and it gets super intense. But I do like this. I do like the color payoff and I love how smooth it is. And it gets to be pretty pigmented. So I do really like that. It's very, very much there. So kudos to this. I would get this in discount. Would I pay full price for this? I don't know because this is very expensive. This is like 20 bucks if I'm not crazy. I don't know if I'd be willing to pay 20 bucks for a liner. So we'll see. With my purchases, I got 2 different mascaras. So I thought about trying one on one eye and one on the other. Okay, so on one end, I got the Marc Jacobs at Lashed. So it's a lifting, volumizing mascara. It's the golden one. I believe this is for their New Year's or like holidays edition. And then I got the mini of Velvet Noir. So I got, you know, the at Lashed and then the Velvet Noir. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try this one on this eye and then this one on this eye, you know, just for the sake of trying eye makeup. This packaging is like so luxurious. This is so beautiful. Like I just want to use this because it's so pretty. It's so beautiful and like just the detail and you know, it doesn't look cheap. So I think that you're also paying for that when you're spending that kind of money for products. And I do like the packaging very much. I feel like it does reflect that it's Marc Jacobs. So I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna do this one on this eye, as I said, and then the Velvet Noir on that eye. Okay, so I do want to get in the nitty gritty of these mascaras because again, Marc Jacobs is so expensive that I do want to know, you know, I want to give you guys the intel. I want to tell you, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? You know, should I pay full price? So I'm going to give you a little bit of what I'm seeing. I hope that you can see it. So I do find that this one is much more volumizing, like it's very much clumpy in the sense, not that it like leaves actual mascara bits, but that it actually makes it like much more, you know, thicker. Like it makes the lashes thicker, if that's visible. I hope it was. And then on this side, but it doesn't make them as long. It's just like, you know, typical mascara, nothing special. And then like this side makes them much more longer and thinner. Like it helps spread them out specifically. It makes it look like more lashes and it spread them out very nicely. It didn't make them thick at all. And I feel like this one elongated it and it didn't feel as heavy. Now the at Lashed is very smelly. Like it has a very, it's not smelly, but it has a strong smell. It's strong. Well, this one doesn't smell like anything and I feel like it's softer on the eyes. Like if you want something softer, just longer lashes and you know, just a little bit there, like it not looking like you actually have much on your eyes. I feel like this is a go-to. I would use this more for like when I'm gonna put lashes on and I want my lashes to look like very thick and you know there. That's when I would use this, and this more for the day-to-day. But honestly, so far, so good. I do like them both. I do like how they both look, but this one, the Velvet Noir, definitely wins my heart with the length that it's giving my lashes. I do have baby lashes, so you probably can't even notice the difference, but I can, and I do like this side more. So I am gonna finish off the eyes, and then we're gonna test one more product, and then I'm just gonna give you the final roundup. Okay, so these are the eyes, and I do like them very much if I get to say so myself. I have the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. So I have the mini. So I have heard so many good things about this bronzer and I thought that I might as well give it a try. I think this bronzer full size is gigantic and it's also pretty expensive. But I am super excited to try this. I feel like this is such an OG from YouTube, and I feel like so many people say, oh, that smells nice. It smells like coconut. I feel like so many people say so many nice things that I did want to try this for you guys, and it already came in a bundle, so why not? Okay, so this is what the bronzer looks like. I don't know if it's because I put the blush on first and that was a rookie's mistake, but I'm not a super fan of the bronzer. I mean, so this is winter and my skin is extra dry, and I don't know if it's the fact that I've used so much cream bronzers that I feel like this is just attaching to all of my texture, and it's a little muddy here where the blush meets the bronzer. So that could be, you know, part of it. I don't know. I do like the shade. I like how it looks. I like that it's not too bronzy and not too light for me. But I do feel that texture-wise, I feel like it didn't blend that well with the blush, and I feel like it makes my skin look extra dry. Again, this is a first impression, so let's keep that in mind while we're making these statements. Hey guys, that's pretty much it for today. Those were the products that I was testing for Marc Jacobs. What a treat. What a treat. I feel like a roller coaster of emotions because these products are so expensive that I want to be like extra hard on them because it's a lot of money. I do like the eyeshadow palette. I feel like because I bought it on discount, like I bought it for $23, do keep that in mind. And I love the shimmers. And now that I see the green with the black, I really like it. I like the way that it looks. The blending doesn't seem so bad now that I'm looking at it. The mattes are not killing me. Like, I'm not dead for the mattes, so that's something to keep in mind. So 5 out of 7 shades are amazing, A++. The white shade is beautiful. It left my skin looking really nice and, you know, smooth. I did like the liner. I'm highly super satisfied with that. I do recommend it, like if you're gonna splurge, this is something that it would be worth your money because it's really good. I do love the mascaras individually, but I gotta say for me the winner is the Velvet Noir. I feel like it just makes my lashes look like there's so many. The bronzer, I'd say I'd have to try it more. I'm not 100% a fan of it, although from the viewfinder, from my point of view, it looks fucking bomb. Like, especially with what I'm wearing right now, I feel like everything looks very good, but up close, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. I feel like I need to keep testing it, which is something that I will. I will give a roundup of my say at some point. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today. I'd love to know your thoughts on Marc Jacobs Beauty. I'd love to know your thoughts on these products that I've tested. And something else I would like to know is what products do you think are worth the money? Like, what luxurious products, not perfume, just makeup, like what do you think it's worth spending the money? Because some things it's just a name, you know? So I want to know, what are your thoughts on that? What products would you give that money for? Happily. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the freaking next one. Bye.